DFXS, welcome to TFX family, and I believe that guys, you are doing great. All right, today we are beginning today a full course of on how to use Renko, or the full course of a Renko system or Renko at large. All right, and we are going to start with the topic of higher lows and higher highs, higher lows, and lower highs. How to identify them and why Renko? Because someone would like to ask yourself, why Renko? Why Renko? Is it that important more than using the candle? And I do believe by the end of this course, or in the course of this course that I'm offering for free, no one will ever use candle. Everyone will be in love with Renko. Not only be in love with Renko, but you will come now to understand why Renko works more perfect than candles. All right. So let's start by breaking what is these high highs and higher lows when using a normal chart, and why the Renko system, or why the Renko makes things easier than when using the candle. And by doing this, we are going to break it into three categories. We are going to have a normal chart, and we are going also to analyze this market on a trading view, because there is some tools that can help us there. And finally, we'll end up with Renko to see how things becomes easier for any trader. And I do believe, and I'm repeating this, I do believe I'm 100% you will know why Renko. All right. Without wasting any time, guys, let's get into it. So let's go to our trading view. To be honest, you will never know the higher highs and the higher lows without knowing the direction of the market. And this is where the confusion comes into many traders in Forex market. Why? Because we have so many people that talks about the higher highs and higher lows in a different way. So in another word, because I do believe you have been following also other mentors, we all know we don't, or they don't talk the same thing when it comes to higher highs or higher lows and lower highs. They don't talk the same. They don't present the same thing. The terminology may look familiar, may sound almost the same, but the strategies, how they draw the higher highs and the higher lows and lower highs, it's very, very different. Everyone is different with the other. And this causes a lot of confusion in Forex market, because you don't know how to measure or what to do when it comes to higher highs and higher lows. Because even me, I have shared a video about how to draw them, because everyone draws or shares according to the experience of what they have seen or what works for them in Forex market. The bad thing is people keep on changing. The same person keep on changing, but we agree with that, because it's all about learning in Forex market. You don't stick in one thing because you upgrade yourself. But ask yourself, do the higher highs and do the higher lows and lower highs, do they really change? Or which one exactly works in Forex market? Now, let's say for instance, someone will start saying, this is, if it is a downtrend, this is a lower low, a lower high, lower low, lower high. Let's say, for example, lower low, lower high, a lower low, lower high, and a lower low. So, and you will ask yourself, how does he comes to a conclusion that this is a lower low and this is a lower high? Do they measure by just looking to the chart? And as long as there is a pullback, they will say that this is a lower high and this is a lower low. So that's how you will find some of them doing. They will just come, as long as there is a pullback or internal structures, this is enough to say that this is a lower low and this is the lower high, lower low, and a lower high. So even this one will become a lower low, a lower high, sorry, and a lower low based on their time frame. Maybe it's a big time frame, let's say, for example. So this one cause a lot of confusion because you have to ask yourself as a trader, how did he came to that conclusion that this is a lower low and this is a lower high? Do we measure a lower highs and lower lows by only looking into the chart, looking for those internal structures or any of the pullback? Then we can give that pullback a name of a higher low, a higher high, higher low, lower low, and lower high. All right. Someone again will start saying, okay, this is a lower low and this is a lower high, lower low, and lower high. You'll find him ignoring these small internal structures, all right, or these internal, the smallest ones. Then you'll ask yourself, how again did he come to that conclusion that this is a lower low and this is a lower high and rejected this? What about again when we have what we call a sideways market, right? What will he tell us when it comes to a sideways market? That's when someone say, "Oh, my friend, I think here, so, even me, I'm getting confusion." Blah 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 blah. You will find some saying, "Oh, this is called order flow." Order flow again becomes like a sideways market. All right, so it becomes so hard for traders to understand or to come to their conclusions of what exactly or how to define higher highs and higher lows. I do believe I've shared the video of, according to me, the higher highs and the higher lows and the higher highs, lower low, and which that works to me or to us. All right, so for instance, let's check this market, which this is gold. Let's say, for example, this is gold. We can see this was a bullish market, all right? This is a bullish market. And let's say, for example, the one who told us that this is a higher high and this is a higher low because this is an internal structure. But one thing that everyone shared in common, whenever we break our last higher low, if it was an uptrade, that is the change of a character. All right, the change of character now from bullish to bearish. All right. Uh, if we were talking about another strategy about to identify higher highs and higher lows, someone will say you have to wait, all right, in order to get a higher high or a lower low, get that higher high or a lower low, you must wait for an inducement to be taken out. Let's say, for example, if this is if this is a bullish market, let's say, for example, if this is a bullish market and this is the last inducement, let's say, for example, you'll wait for the market to take out this inducement here. Then that is the moment you will get your higher high at this point, let's say, at this point, whenever market take it out the inducement, because that is what I believe in, especially me. So we will be waiting for the market to take this area in order for us to have our next higher low. All right. So if this was my last lower low, a higher low, sorry, because it's an uptrade, because according to me, this is my last higher low, then I will wait for the market to break my last higher low. Then to me, this one will be the change of character. All right, so the market has taken my first inducement at this place, even it was here. Then I got the higher high, all right. Then the market drop and break my last higher low at this point. Then that becomes a change of character from bullish now to bearish. I want you to follow this because this is a full course for you to understand the power and the importance of a Renko. So for that far, that far, you get or you got confused. I know you already confused. You don't know where I'm going. Yeah, you already get confused. As simple as that. Why? Because that is two divination of higher highs and higher lows, or examples of higher highs and lower highs. So again, we can see if someone was taking these as his higher highs, forget about my strategy now for my inducement and whatever, then this means this market changed the direction at this point and then it is a downtrend. Now let's come and start analyzing market with the first strategy. Then if that is so, then you'll come, this is, let's say for example, this is a lower low now, a lower high. So if the market takes our last lower high, that means again it is the change of character because the rules should be, the rules must remain as a rule. So we don't have to break the rules. The bad thing is when someone got something like this, yet when he was sharing his point, he said this is a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. But because something has happened and maybe the market continue maybe being a sideway, then he will say he will change all of a sudden and say this is an order flow. I want to tell you it is good to stick into your rules no matter what happened. Stick to your rules, let always market comes to your trap. So by that time, you will get confused because now he is telling us about the history. It is easier and simple to show the history. But currently, where the market is, that is where the key point is. When will you learn at where the market is currently rather than the history? Because if someone changes again and say that now this one is an order flow, in some area he will draw these internal structures here as our lower highs and lower lows, or higher highs and higher lows. All of what makes him change all of a sudden and tells us now this is an order flow. My friend, this is why you can be in Forex for so many years and still don't get it right. You don't get what is higher highs and higher lows, or you don't know exactly when the market changes the direction. And I said in the beginning of this video that we can only identify our higher highs and higher lows by, all right, by knowing the direction of the market. How will you know the direction of the market? It is very, very easy when it comes to know the direction of the market, because people will tell you, you can see this is an uptrend. It is true, it is an uptrend, but we can see here with whatever strategy you are using, there is a change of character at this point. We can say there is a change of character at this point, but this market still is going up. All right. When goes up again, we thought now it's an uptrend, then the market dropped. Then we thought that there is a change of character again in this area. After the market dropped, then the market started going up. Then we have another change of character. So we can have like 10 or 25 change of character. And if people want to make their point, they will start telling you this is a false breakout. This is a false breakout. Surely the market is moving, my friend. So this is one of the cause, or one of the reason as to why now you really need to understand about the Renko, because the Renko makes things easier, because this is why we are learning this, and we are going to our Renko chart to see how can we identify these higher highs and higher lows. Simply a perfect one without struggling with candles. All right, because here some people can lose a lot of opportunities here. thinking of sticking to the strategy. Oh, I don't know whether this, I think this is order flow. I think you think, you think, you think. Yes, you think, and someone will come and start making you to understand through the history. But the point is, we don't trade according to the history. We trade according to what we are seeing in the market right away. So that if, let's say, for example, you have learned the character of, let's say, to know about the when the market changes the directions, then you'll be able to know whether this is an up trade or a down trade. The second thing that makes people get more confused, it is when we talked about the swing highs and lows. And I want you to follow this closely because it will help you a lot. Everybody comes with his own strategy. And some people have been practicing those strategy again and again and still failing and jump from this one to another mentor, from this mentor to another mentor. This is why if you really want to be profitable in Forex market, I'm not blagging this. Just stick with me and you will understand every details as we continue with this course. So we said people talk more about the direction of the market according to what they are seeing. So if they see the history here, it's a buy trade, they will tell you this is a bullish trade. So we are not supposed to sell, we are supposed to buy. There is a video I shared there about the weekly candle or the daily candle, and I told you guys in the in a small time frame, that one candle for the daily or weekly, there is a lot that is happening. There is a bullish, there is a bearish. So there is something that is happening. So trying to identify the market or to analyze the market with what you are seeing with your naked eyes, it will make you fail again and again until you understand the strategy. That is the only time that, guys, you will make money. Now, if we talked about the swing highs and lows, that is a good example of how people draw where they think or they see like the highest where the market went and the lowest where the market maybe dropped to this area. So then from there, they can start maybe anticipating the market whether to buy or to sell according to their highs and lows. That is another one thing that everyone use his and her own highs and lows. So this tells us there is no a specific swing high and low in the market. This is why we have 100 or tens of highs and lows strategies or swing highs and lows of strategies. This is why we have tens of lower lows and lower highs in a different way. So it becomes so hard to a beginner or a trader to understand what exactly it is this. I've heard everybody talking about higher highs and higher lows and lower highs. I have heard another people talking about the swing highs and low, but in a different way. So you made your own decision to follow whoever you think maybe he is making sense to you. But maybe sometimes you forgot you are the one to master the market according to the information that you have in order to see whether it's working or not. So to my point of view, I can tell you there is a lot of confusions because we don't have exactly lower lows and lower highs and higher lows in the market. Neither do we have exactly one or a single swing high and lows. So it's all about what works for you and sticking to a mentor that are really making sense to you. And all these confusion, they comes from when it comes to in trading candles. We have professionals, yes, people are trading, surely they are making money with candles, but you as a trader, I want to help you never ever struggle with candles when a people like TFX company, we provide a Renko. So I want us to analyze the same market here, gold, and I want us now to go to our chart and start seeing why and how these things are made easier by the Renko system. So let's say, for example, let's go to our gold, all right? It's very simple to use this system because if it is gold, you just come to a Renko file for gold, all right? So we are going to give an example with this Nairobi manual system so that we can learn about this gold. So let's go to this chart here and try to analyze this market now to a normal chart, all right, from this area and see what happened from this. Let's check from this date. I want to check where the market is trying to be a sideways market to this point, not even to that point, to this point, because all this becomes like the same thing. So from that, market breaks to this point. All right, again, you can see. So if we zoom out this thing, you can see this market here looks like unpredictable. We have, yes, our swing high and swing low at this area. We all know that when the market touches this area, we are looking for buy. But you can see the all-in-one order blocks here indicates a sell. So when the market is coming again from this area, we are looking for sell. But I want you to check this, guys. If suppose there is no this indicator here, this is what I want you to check. Suppose there is no these indicators here. What do you see at this market? This market looks like a sideways market. The market is that sometimes it might look like unpredictable, either to buy or to sell, according to what we are seeing here as a history. So someone saw, I'm waiting for this market to break this area. Then the market broke this area. You thought that now you can sell, but the market again reversed. All right, so if you are thinking that breaking this zone, now we can sell this market to this point, I'm very sorry, then again, the market deceived people, then the market went up according to the activities that are there, the things that controls the market. It is good to stick this in your mind that there is no any time frame or anything that controls the market. The market is all about these candles. It's all about the data that are corrected. They are according to the activity that is happening or the transaction that is happening there for money, right? And gold or gas and other stuffs. So here, if we can read the history, definitely we can say this, it's unpredictable because it looks like a sideways market. So this is where people will come with a trading channel ABC to try to make a signals at this point. Now, this happened from, let's say, from this date, from date 21st, all right, from this, let's say, to 23rd. We are still in the same box here. So there is no a good movement like here. Like here, it's a consolidation market again here, working in the one area. This is what I want you to see. Here, there is no a good movement until when the market broke this point here. Then we get smooth that area. Then the market dropped, thinking that we have the change of character here. It's a down trend because if, let's say, for instance, this was our last higher low according to my strategy, then according to the system or according to what is required, this is the change of character now to from up trade to down trade, but the market went up very smooth to this area, right? Can you see what I'm telling you guys? All right, then market came and taken out our last lower, higher low. Then the market now changed from up trade to a down trade. It is simple as that. But can you see this manipulation here? There is a break of structure here. a break of the change of character here, because it has taken out or break our last higher low. Then we're expecting this market to go down, but all of a sudden the market went up. Then if you ask someone again, he will tell you, my friend, you did not see this market was consolidating here. It was not a good confirmation of this market to go down. So this market was, hey, my friend, there is no need to prove your point. It is good if something is liming according to your strategy. This is normal. This is what happens in the market. This is why you cannot win. There's sometimes they will hit your stop loss. If let's say, for example, you are anticipating to have a sell here, they already hit your stop loss and went up. Right, guys, are you getting the point? Now, let's see from date 21st what Renko would have done to us. But before we get there, let's bring now the chart the way it should be. Right. Now, this is, let's bring from 21st and see 21st. This is, yeah, from there, 21st to where the market is. And we have seen, let's say, for example, from this point, I think from this date 15th, it is the same date 15th here. Now, let's learn about the higher highs, the higher lows, lower lows, and the lower lows and the lower highs. Now, if we come to this point at this area, I want you to check this correctly. How Renko make things easier. When it comes to this point, because this is our last higher low, if they break our higher low at this point, then we change from bullish now to bearish. So even if you can work with these zones here as your higher highs and higher lows, it will be very, very simple and easy for you to understand them. Are you getting the point? That's what I want you to understand about the Renko. Even if, my friend, you can take all this pullback here and say it has been taken out, it will be very easy for you to understand now, because the system is very, very simple. You can now see this is our first lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. And we all know if it is a downtrend, the best place to target our position or our signal, it is where we have a lower high. And where the lower high is, it is where the extreme order block is for potential signal. We are going to talk about that in another topic. So you can be able to see where this my zero is, it is where my exit is, and it is where the lower low is. The same thing here. This is a higher low, a higher high, a higher low, a higher high, a higher low. You can see a higher high, a lower low, because now the market has changed the direction. Are you getting the point? So when it comes to the system, the things becomes easier, even if you can trade them without thinking twice, all right, without trying to analyze which exactly it's a higher high and higher low. So even if our system, because that is the work of our system to analyze and to send signal, our system generates a signal from here. Now it will sell after the change of character. And you can see there was no any deceivedness here for trying to buy this market, because the character has already changed. So even if you can take this small pullback here as your inducement for the change of character. Exactly from here now, you'll be looking for a sell market. But the good thing with this system, whenever you see this zero circle here, that one indicates, if it is a downtrend, it indicates a lower low. It can be 0 or 1. It will indicate a lower low, a lower high. A higher, if it's an uptrend, it is a higher low, a higher high. Higher high, higher low. It is simple as that. So there is no those noises, right? There is no those noises that makes noise in the market to cause the confusion. And I'm saying this, the Renko cannot work alone. That is our system, because if you can't, oh, so I can start still to trade only when I see this high low. No, 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 no. You cannot just enter the market blindly. This is why we have some detectors and order blocks to help us identify if we can rely with this signal. So if I come here and find that I'm coming from a resistance and there is an order block of sell here, and there is a sell market at this point, then I can sell that market. But at this scenario here, you can see we really have all-in-one order block here indicating a sell. So this order blocks is telling us it has already, let me show you something here. It has already, this is detected an order block here, right? So it's telling us if this market now reverse to this point and give us now here a trend maker, we can sell this market. This is the best thing about our all-in-one order block, because if it indicate like this one, it does not tell you now sell immediately. No, it is telling you to wait for now the reversal to come into this order block. Then if the Renko gives you trend maker at this point, then again we can sell this market. So this market now, it can only be sold, but you can see it's now an uptrend. We are not coming from the swing low. We are coming from swing high. Sorry, we are coming from our swing low at this point. So we are waiting for this market to go up. So this tells us with this gold, again, if this gold will give us now a trend maker at this point without hesitating, we will click a buy. Boom. If it will give us another trend maker at this point. So what does that trend maker tells you? It will tell you now that one it's another higher low. Why? Because it has taken this, right? This is where we call a BOS, a break of structure. It is here. Why is it break of structure? Because I told you this zero, it can be a zero or a number one indicator, this one. So if you see 1 or a 0, mark that now as your higher high. All right. And when the higher high is taken out, we know that is a BOS, the break of structure. So you can see how simple it is to identify the BOS, all right? And now we can have this is our last higher low. So if this market comes and break this, our last higher low at this point, this tells us without wasting time, now this one is a change of character. So we'll be waiting for our trend maker for sell, like the one you are seeing here. We'll start selling with our trend maker for sale. So if it breaks this area and comes to this point and gives us a red, the trend maker at this point, then we can sell. Why will we sell this market? Because if we go at this point, we can see we have a sell order block. So if this market can drop to this point to break this area, because it will break this area, then it tells us there is a change of character in the middle of this game, and then again we can rely on sell. So this is why even if we have we have analyzed this market as a sideways market. There is some of the change of character with the break of a structure or a chalk in the middle of this game. So you won't get confused. You won't get confused because you can be able to read them easily, because this is a lower, this is a lower low, and this is a lower high. Lower low, lower high. Lower low, lower high. So if it is a down trade, we are selling according to lower high. So if it is an up trade, we are buying according to our higher low. Where we expecting market to reverse and give us a good signal at this point, then we go up. So some people will be waiting for this, our last higher low at this point, in order to buy. That's what happened in candles. And sometimes you miss a lot of opportunity. You don't know exactly, you don't know which one will reverse, all right? You don't know which one will reverse. Let's say, for example, if the market comes like this, we are and reverse like this, we don't know exactly if the market will come to this point, because some people will set their, because the market has reversed, let's say you are using the SMC, you'll set your order block there, waiting for this market to reverse from this area to here so that you can sell. This is why many people use order blocks to set their sell limit and buy limit so that you can sell, or it can open your pending order here and drop down. But the good thing with our Renko, the Renko tells you it is not a must for this system, for the market to get into this box. So this means the market can be here, yes, but it can reverse to this area, then it can drop. So dropping to this area means that there can be an order block, internal order block, that is here in the middle of the game. Is it reliable one? You don't know if this one is reliable. But the Renko, because it has also some technical indicators, can indicate and tell you that if this one is reliable after the pullback. So this is why you are seeing we have this as our high. Instead of setting here like our order block in order to wait market to mitigate this area so that we can take a buy, this is why you can see we have a high here, and the Renko gives us a signal of a higher low at this point. Then the market went boom, right? So then, this being our last higher low, the Renko is waiting for market to break this area so that we can change. This is a chalk from a bullish to bearish. But you can see there was already indication of a sell at this point. So having this chalk, this is a great confirmation of a downtrend. So if now it has given us a lower low at this point, we will wait for this market now to reverse, because already we have the signal. What we were waiting for, it is for this change of character. So now we can sell from this area. So this is how our system analyze the market and generate the signal. If you're using our Nairobi manual system, that's how the signal is generated. But the reason of sharing this free course, because I want you to be familiar with Renko and avoid the confusion of a lot of mentors and a lot of confusion with candles, because the Renko makes them easier with our technical indicators. And there is some of the opportunities, as I mentioned earlier, you can see them. So sometimes you can miss some signals, all right, because our system generates a signal. But there is some potential signal that we can sell, like the one we are talking about here. This one is an up trade, all right? We agree. But we can see here, we have a sell, something sell. There is a sell, and this is an up trade. How will we sell this signal? So I'm telling you, This is an uptrend, yes. They have already agreed we can buy. So we are waiting. This system, now the EA will generate this signal of a buy. It will give us a trade maker at that point. Let's say, for example, if it will give us a trade maker at that point, and if it will give us a trend maker at this point, and the market goes and reverse and change the color from the magenta to golden one, then we can buy that market. Now, since I'm telling you that we can also sell this market as another opportunity, at this area, we can see we have a sell market at this point. We have a sell order block. So this means that this market can reverse. Instead of going up, it can start dropping up, and that's where now this market will reverse and give us order block. So if it gives us order block, then from that area, trend maker, I mean, then we can sell that market and wait for another buy, maybe at this area. If it will give us another buy, we can buy. If it will reverse and give us another trend maker for sale, again, we can sell, as long as on our H2 we have a sell signal. Are you getting the point? So we cannot miss those opportunities. So I do believe, guys, you are seeing the difference between normal charts, all right, and how confusion it can be, and how the history talks about the sideways market, or maybe the consolidation, where people can miss a lot of signals thinking, oh, this is a consolidation. It is a consolidation in history, but you can never tell if it will be a consolidation later on. So because you are in the market currently. So in this market, we cannot say that this market, it will be a consolidating market, because this level here, we can wait. We have seen that waiting for market to break this zone. All right. We can say, oh, let's wait for this market to break this zone. We cannot miss those opportunity because of that, because it can break, deceiving people up, or like it will go up, then it can drop down. So that is why you really need to understand about the system and how simple the Renko is to identify higher highs and higher lows and lows and lower highs in a very simplest way. So when we come to other, even if we can go to our pairs, and don't forget, this is very simple. You just use a Renko file, as simple as that, then it will bring everything on board. All right. So it's very simple. After opening your charts, guys, you only go to this file, Renko file, if you're using Renko file 1. Sorry. I think uploaded when it was attaching the. Let's go back again. I think it was this. All right. It's only that single file you use, then the signals will be generated. And you can see, let's say, for example, let me bring this also here. This is what we talked about in our last time. This is where you can see, what do you see here, guys? I want to check this correctly. We can see at this point, we have what we call head. This is a head and shoulder. This is the best thing about the system. This is head and shoulder. So after this, you can see we have another double top at this, double bottom, sorry, at this point, and we have head and shoulder. So if this was a sell signal, because we have it here as the first indicator to tell us there is a sell, we don't sell it here. We will wait for the market to come and give us a lower low at this point. If the market reverse now and give us these trend maker at this point, now we can sell. See confidential, because this also, it's a head and shoulder. All right, and we can see we have a trend maker for sale, and now from up trade now to down trade. So we wait for the market to come to this point, give us a trade maker, then a boom. So this is why this system is so perfect, so predictable, very easy, to learn any of the strategies. So we will continue. I will continue share with you details until this sinks into your mind. So guys, it's not that hard having this system. For our manual system, it will generate the signal. All we are learning here, it is to understand the Renko, the importance of the Renko, and stop struggling trading candles. All right, stop struggling trading candles. That's what I'm telling you. This is one, it will give us another good buy here, but we are waiting. We can see the trend makers start indicating about a buy. So we are waiting for the buy to go, then it will cross this moving average, it will change the color, then we can buy. It is simple as that. And by waiting, it will just give you a signal. So this is a signal generator system, but the course here, it is for the Renko. So we are not saying, oh, this is the free course I'm offering for free for you to understand the Renko so that you stop struggling trading using candles. I'm not saying candles is not profitable, but in order to stop or to come out from those struggling of higher highs or blah, 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 analyzing the market, Renko will save your time. So guys, that's all for the today. Thank you so much. And once again, welcome to TFX, our family. Thank you.